Yo, what's going on guys? It's Ali from the Source Park here. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Today, I'm gonna teach you guys how to do a kickflip. So there's loads of other skateboard basics that I want to cover in tutorials, but I know that a kickflip is an important one because a lot of people are trying them at the moment. I've been seeing it on Instagram. People have just learned kickflips or they're getting really close in the garden. So I'm going to try and give you some tips and things that have helped me when I first learned kickflips, and hopefully it'll benefit you somehow. I'm sure everybody watching already knows what kickflip is, but just in case there's someone out there that's watching this that doesn't know what one is, I'm just going to break it down for you. So a kickflip is where you're popping up into the air like an Ollie. So you're popping your board up into the air, and as you're going up, the board is spinning round, and then you're catching it and landing back on it. A kickflip always spins towards your back because your board can spin both ways, but if it's spinning forwards, then it's a heel flip. So heel flip spin forwards and kickflip spin towards your back. Some people actually find heel flips easier. It's almost like being left-handed or right-handed. Like, some people find kickflips easier, some people find heel flips easier. Like, you've got to learn one of them first, so try both. I'll do a heel flip tutorial maybe next week or something. So to do a kickflip, the first thing you're gonna need to do is be able to Ollie comfortably. So if you can't do Ollies yet, maybe try and do Ollies first. I've done a tutorial on that, so you can go back and watch that. So the foot positioning for a kickflip is really similar to an Ollie. Apart from your front foot is just at a slight diagonal angle. So just stand on your board in an Ollie position, and then with your front foot, point your toes at your wheel. So you want to turn your foot so your toes are pointing towards your wheel. And that's the kind of angle you want for when you're doing a kickflip. So it's the same principles as doing the Ollie as well. Like the way that you're gonna go down and compress yourself ready to pop up. But then obviously when you do an Ollie, your foot is sliding up the board straight like this. So by doing that, it's bringing the board up and it's coming up straight. So for a kickflip, instead of going up straight, you're gonna be coming out of the corner of your board. So you're gonna be sliding on your toes out of the corner and flicking, like really giving it a kick. I remember I saw a tutorial when I was younger and it really stuck with me, and it was like, imagine that there's something there you don't like. I don't know, the guy said like a spider or something. So imagine there's something on the corner of your board, and as you're flicking, you're just flicking it off, you know, like just flicking off your board. I don't know, it always stuck with me, so I always tell people that one when I'm teaching them. So I've said this on pretty much every skate tutorial I've done. It's really good to practice things like this first on grass. Like when I was younger, I learned all of my flip tricks on grass first. I just have my board on there and just trying to get the technique down, and then you can take it to concrete, because I don't know, sometimes you can just land without even knowing and slip out without being ready for it. So just have a few warm-up ones first. And like I said with the Ollie tutorial too, you can hold on to something. Like, so if you've got like a bin or I don't know, like a wall or something, you can support yourself on, and then when you're doing the kickflip, you can kind of push yourself up so the board has more time to do its thing before you're landed on it. So I wouldn't actually say that there's like a correct foot position for kickflips. I mean, apart from you having your foot on your tail to pop the board, people put their feet everywhere for kickflips. You see people doing them in all types of ways. I think the most common is like just by your bolts a bit higher up on the board, but a lot of younger people I know, like a lot of kids I see, they're doing them down here, because when your foot's lower down, it's kind of easier to get a flick on it. So when I'm doing like a double flip, I'll put my foot like twice as low so I get more flick on the board. So bear that in mind. If you've got your foot way up here at the top of your board and you're trying to kickflip, it's gonna be so hard to like get it round. But if you're putting it right down at the bottom, it's just gonna give you like a load of, I don't know, it's just gonna give you a load of ping. And it's just gonna flip round more. I don't know, that was a pretty bad example, but you get what I mean. So work out what foot position works for you. This is gonna take time. Like, it probably took me way over a year to learn how to do a kickflip. Like, I just could not do them. It was a trick that I really struggled with. So test out all the foot positions, you know, try one right down here, or try one in the middle, maybe try one straighter. I've also seen people learn them and they don't even flick the board. They pop, and then when they're here, they kick down and like stamp the board down. I mean, it's not like the nicest way of doing a kickflip, but I've seen people land them like that can't do the flicking way, so they've learnt them by just stamping it down. Also, if you want to just get the flick of the kickflip down, you can just do it without committing to it. So you can just pop the board and flick it and put your back foot on the floor. So yeah, just like that. So you can flick it and just get the motion down, see if you can get the board all the way around. But try not to do that for too long, because it's easy to get stuck in that habit, and then it's going to be so hard for you to land with both feet. Okay, so step by step, you're going to be standing on your board. You're going to have your feet in the kickflip position that I mentioned earlier. So your front foot wants to be diagonal, pointing towards your wheel, and your back foot wants to be on the tail. Try not to have like your whole foot on the tail, like flat, more just your toes, because then that's going to give you a bit more snap on the tail to pop the board up. So once you've got the foot position and you're ready to go, all you need to do is kind of just do an ollie, but flick your foot out the side of the board. So you're going to compress yourself down and get ready to pop up. And then as you come up, you're going to jump and snap your tail. And then as you snap your tail and the board comes up, you're going to flick your toes out the corner, which is going to help the board rotate. And then you're going to wait for it to come round and then try and land on it. Landing on it is really hard. Like, it's the hardest part about it. Like, you might even learn how to flip the board round in a kickflip rotation today. Like, you might be able to do that in like an hour. But to actually land on the board is like a whole different game. Just because you can flip a kickflip doesn't mean you're close to a kickflip. Like, they are, yeah, landing on them takes a lot of time. When you're landing the kickflip, just try and aim to land on the bolts. Like, just try and be as close as possible, because it's going to help with your balance when you land. Because if you land and your feet are quite close together, you can kind of like shoot away. So when your legs are close together like this, you're kind of a bit wobbly and shaky. But if you land with your legs wider apart, you've got like a nice center of balance. So you're probably going to get sick of me saying this, because I say it in every tutorial, but practicing is everything. Like, if you want to get kickflips down, you need to be trying them every time you're on your board. Whenever you get on your board, just try and flick a few kickflips, and just, even though you might get frustrated because you're not going to be close to them at first, just keep doing them all the time and you will get them, I promise. And that's about it, to be honest, I guess, guys. I hope that this is giving you some tips on your kickflips. Anyone who's been trying kickflips at home or in the garden or anything, send some videos to the Source Park, tag us in it so we can repost them. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.